Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. We are joined here by Coach Sam. Excited to have her back to talk. Well, I'm not sure what she wants to talk about, but I know it's going to be insightful because that's what she does as a coach. She's helping so many of us out there. Please introduce yourself to everyone to start. Thank you.
Sure. Hi. Thank you, Jill. So glad to be with you as always. For those of you that don't know me, I am Coach Sam, and I am an ICF, that stands for International Coaching Federation, certified life and health coach. I also am a speaker at a Fortune 500 company on women's topics. I've gathered together large audiences on those topics. That seems to be something that people want to hear about. And also, I've been coaching for over a decade now, and I am the master coach at the Mind, Body, Spirit Women's Coaching and Healing Retreat. It's virtual, so anyone in the world can be a part of our program, our coaching programs, and they're magnificent, and I'm going to talk to you about them today. I know you're going to ask me, Jill, so let me just go ahead and tell the people watching and listening where to find me. My web address is MBS, that's M as in Mary, B as in boy, S as in Sam, womenscoaching.com. Everything that you could imagine or want to know is on that website. You can reach me through all types of contact information there. You can read my bio, anything you want to know.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. And what did you have in mind for us today?
Okay, so for today, I want to start out, Jill, with just sharing some coaching results with everyone who's listening. I have a few stories that stick out to me, and I just want to briefly share those. The first one is I have a client, or she was one of my clients, but she went through the coaching program, and she's doing very well. But what we found is that she is an empath, and an empath is a person that really makes decisions based on emotion versus being objective and more logical. They use logic, but emotion can get in the way a lot of times. So she was struggling with a major decision in life. And I was able to take her through some coaching exercises and coaching questions and help her to remove the feelings and emotions, you know. And she would have situations where she had certain expectations. And I actually had her stop calling it expectations, but more so intentions for her husband and her kids. There were certain things that she, we all want our kids or a husband to do for us. And those things were not being done. So she would get emotional about it and stressed and all of that stuff. And I just helped her to think in advance of what you're going to do if these expectations or intentions are not met. So you're not feeling stressed out in that moment. You already know what you're going to do.
Yep.
And don't let the feelings get involved. Just, okay, I already know what I'm doing. And I mean, Jill, you should just see how much she has thrived. Oh my gosh. She doesn't mind me sharing this. She was actually taking some medication for anxiety, and she was able to get off of it. So I really had to share that story with you all today, because we're getting some real results over here at the Mind, Body, Spirit Women's Coaching and Healing Retreat.
I love
it. Yes. There is another lady that went through my coaching program. She felt like she just did not have enough time. She was always busy. So I helped her get rid of the things that she really didn't need to do, that she thought she needed to do. She thought they were priorities, but I helped her to see that those things are really not priorities. I helped her to see things that she could actually delegate to someone else to do. There were things that she could, okay, you don't have to handle writing your book right now. You're not in a season of your life where that's what you need to do. It's okay to hold off on doing those things. So with her, she was able to get around to going to church more, because that was something that was missing in her life that she really wanted to incorporate back into it. And oh my gosh, Jill, there was a little girl in her neighborhood that started, one of her kids' friends started coming with them to church. And the little girl, every week, she said, I'm coming to church with you all. And it was so beautiful because another girl in the neighborhood saw what was happening and she was like, oh gosh, I want to start going to church with you guys. And I mean, can you imagine that trickle down effect in that neighborhood? I bet if I were to call her today, she probably has 4 or 5 kids coming to church with her every week.
Oh, amazing.
Yes. Just by her changing some things in her life, you see how it's impacting other people. And I just love it. And I'm sure her family is benefiting from it. Absolutely. All right. I had to take some notes here because I can't remember everything that I wanted to talk about
Go for
today.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are a couple of the stories that I had to share. If I think of some more during the call, I'll definitely share those. But the next thing I want to do today, Jill, is just share some tips that anyone can use. And the first one, it kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying about the first client who take the emotion out of it and already know what you're going to do.
Hmm.
You seem
Not
like
easy
you
to
can
do,
relate
but
to
not
that.
easy to do all the time. But you're right.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Jill. It's not easy to do. And the coaching program that I have, it's a habit change coaching model because we do need that time to adjust. It can't just be a one-time thing. You need to, for a while, walk yourself through those behaviors that'll help you to take those feelings out and change those patterns and habits that we have. The first tip is to anticipate. Anticipate. Let me break that
Hmm.
down. So we know that a lot of times we may set up a date, for example, with our girlfriend. We need to go out to eat or whatever. But maybe 50% of the time, that friend is just not reliable and it leaves you crushed because she's
Hmm.
always canceling on you. So, what you can do instead of getting emotional and hurt about it, you can already have not just a plan B, Jill, but a C and a
A C
D.
and a D. I'm the backup plan maker. Yep. Hmm.
Exactly. Have those plans in place so you're not disappointed and you're not having to think on your toes like, oh my gosh, she stood me up. What am I going to do? You already know that if she doesn't come through, okay, you're going to the movies. Or plan C could be, so that's plan B. Plan C could be, okay, let me go ahead and do that grocery shopping that I know I need to do anyway.
Yeah.
Or,
Hmm.
whatever it is, you've already mapped it out what you're going to do beforehand. That will relieve a lot of worry and stress and anxiety, let me tell you. Whew. So try it out. Everyone who's listening, try that out. And I guarantee you'll have some results. One thing I want to throw in now, Jill, is that at some point I'd like for us to open it up for some questions. And I would like to offer people who call in today, the first 3 people, free coaching session because I really would like to. Yeah, I would definitely like to engage with our audience and offer that coaching, let you see for yourself what it's like and if it's something that you would like to continue with or someone in your family or your friend circle, because that coaching is very powerful. And I think it's an area that a lot of people don't know about or don't think about. We typically probably think about therapists, but coaching is it's more fun, I feel. It's just a little bit more laid back. And what I found with therapists, a lot of times, I'm not talking bad about it, but more to the fun part. When I talk to therapists, it's more like, okay, talk to me about whatever your problem is. It's like I'm just talking, 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 and not getting much in return. So for me, it's not always helpful, you know. So I encourage people to try coaching. Jill, you look like you were going to say something.
No, no. It's funny. I think I'd be a good coach one day. I'm not trained in any way, but you sound a lot like me and your principles, your morals, and the way you like helping people. And I feel like that's what I kind of do for my job. I like getting to know people and helping them and help them express themselves. But like I'm thinking I might have a future in your business.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. I
love
was like,
it. Love it, Jill. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah.
I think that's awesome. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So are you ready for tip number two, Jill?
I'm ready. Go ahead.
All right. So how about we do tip two and then see if anybody calls in?
Sure.
Did you want to get them the number,
It's
Jill?
631-205-6593. 631-205-6593. The lines are open.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So tip number two is to be on time. I didn't get good at this until probably in my 30s, late 30s. I didn't get good at this. I didn't really understand the importance of being on time, to be honest with you. And I know I'm not the only one. So being on time, it builds up your character. You
Mm-hmm.
want people to, yeah, you want them to know you for, oh, I can count on her. If she says she's going to be there at this time, she's there versus, oh, Sam, she is just always late. You don't want that. You want when your name comes up in the room, you want it to be for a good reason.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, you're respecting the other person's time. You're saying, hey, I appreciate and value you. Versus if you're always late, you're showing a person that, hey, I don't value you as much. That may not be how you feel about the person, but they could easily take that from
Mm-hmm.
your not showing up for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the next one, and just let me know if anybody calls in, of
Yep.
course, is to be proactive rather than reactive.
Be proactive rather than interesting.
Yes, yes, yes. And I hate to use my husband here, but I'm sure he won't mind. But okay, so I'm more proactive. So I'm the one who's going to take the car in to get an oil changed and maintenance. And my husband's more like, oh, we don't need to do that. Like, it's okay. Instead of every 3,000 miles, it could be every 8,000 miles. So he's more of a let it break and then I'll fix it kind of person
Yeah.
versus me, I want to prevent. But when I look at the two of us, a lot of times he's more stressed out in areas where he's being reactive.
Yeah.
He may experience a flat tire because you let that
Yeah.
tire, you let it go on a little bit too long. You didn't make it a priority. Still, you're laughing.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that.
So it's just that's my example with the proactive versus reactive. And that can be applied in so many areas.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But it's hard to make
Yeah.
that when you're in the heat of the moment. What do you do instantly? Like breathe, like meditate? What do we do?
In what moment? Like, for example,
Like
Jill,
you get that flat tire and you're like, oh,
oh,
how do you
yeah, you better
how do you
breathe.
prevent the overwhelm and the reactiveness, which is just so innate and instinctual?
No,
Breathe,
that you said it.
breathe.
Yep, you better breathe and then get that AAA card out. Hmm. Yeah, but the goal here would definitely be to prevent those things. My worst fear, like one of my worst fears, is getting stuck on the highway with my kids. Oh my gosh, because I would not want to get out. I'd be afraid that someone would hit us. And especially with it being summertime now, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, we can't sit in the car. So that kind of stuff is enough to scare me into, hey, you got to take that car in to look at the tires and stuff like that. Because, another thing too, when you wait and you're reactive, it ends up costing you more than if you had just gone. Because if the tire blows out, you may have some body damage to the car that needs to be taken care of, So you may run into something as a result of trying to control the car with that tire blown out. So, yeah. that can save you in a lot of areas, the stress and panic, and also your pockets. Hmm.
Well, let's remind everyone how we could reach you, Coach Sam.
Oh, yes. You can reach me. The main way to reach me is at MBS, M as in Mary, B as in boy, S as in Sam, womenscoaching.com. My email, my phone number, I prefer text. All of that information is on the website. And today I'm offering people who call in, you can get a free coaching session, and results are guaranteed with my coaching program. I'd love to get some women in, more women in to go through the coaching program at Mind, Body, Spirit Women's Coaching and Healing Retreat.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. All right, we still got time. If you guys want to call in, we got 8 minutes left. 631 205 655. Oh, I'm giving out the other line. Well, actually, there's two lines you can call. That's fine. 205 6593, 631 205 6593. Any questions when it comes to life coaching, Sam can help you with as we continue down the path. Go for it.
All right. The next thing I want to talk about is rethinking the way that we think about things, especially daunting tasks like cleaning up. Okay. We could more so try to think of it as not a daunting task, but instead, this is something that I'm doing that's going to bring me peace. And look at it from that angle. Like, hey, if I accomplish this, use an hour or two of my time, I'm going to accomplish this serene space. Okay. So that would be a good way of looking at that. And then also with, you said we got 8 minutes, I may be able to pull it out. But also with cleaning up, it's good to do it in manageable chunks. I mentioned that I speak for a Fortune 500 company. One of the things that I showed, there were women and men in this particular one, but just how to clean a room in record time. Because I mean, cleaning is not something that just comes naturally to a lot of us. And I mean, darn, it makes you tired, to be honest with you. With everything else that we're doing, ripping and running, who really wants to clean up? I mean, it's not a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So, Jill, actually, I would like to share that document if
Sure.
you don't
You going to share your screen?
mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I have it up, so but I don't think I have anything bad up. So let's see here. If I could share. Sorry if I do have anything weird up.
It's okay.
I think this may be it.
Cool, cool, cool.
Let's see. I hope. Yeah, because I've done so many of them, I don't know what's what. Okay. I'm gonna find it. All right. Don't forget to call in, folks.
Yeah, hello. Free advice. 631
Mm,
605 6593.
exactly. Don't be afraid. Yeah, it's looking like it's not wanting to be my friend today.
It's
But
okay.
yeah, so Jill, while I'm looking for this, did you have any thoughts on anything that we talked about today? Anything that stood out for you?
Well, you always have this how do I describe it? Like gentle way of speaking. I feel comfortable talking to you. I feel like you have to get to know the person you're working with and feel comfortable with them. And I mean, that takes time to develop trust, right? Someone can reach out to you for a consultation, but how do you know that you're a good fit, right? And I mean,
Right.
just by us talking for all these, I know we're a good fit. Um, it's so funny. We can all use coaching, my gosh. But how does it work with your clients when they're calling you? And I mean, is there times where you feel like someone's not a good fit? Do you recommend somebody else? You know, were you honest with them to say, hey, maybe we're not, I'm not able to help you with this, but you know, because it's about that connection too.
Right, right. You know, Jill, actually, typically the only time it's not a good fit so far is when men call and I have to kind of say, well, you know, I tailored more toward
Women.
women.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, even though like the business, it says women's coaching and healing retreat, you still have some people who call in
Yeah,
and,
didn't we
they
have
want to
someone? We had a
know.
guy call a few weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah. And with that particular item that he needed help with, like I was just not a good fit for that. I think
Mm-hmm.
it was something that, a gentleman could help him with, because yeah, with his struggle, that's something that a lot of men struggle with. I mean, I'm sure women too, but we hear a lot of men struggle with that. So typically when I get women, it usually is a good fit. Thank God.
Oh, good. Good.
But
Are you still are you not
yes.
able to share the screen?
Yeah, I have it up. Or can you see it,
I can't
Jill?
see it. No.
Okay, let me try again because I definitely have it up. I see myself like in this little small box here.
Yeah, I just still see both you and I
Um,
side by side. Normally the screen would have
okay, let's
popped up
try this
by
again.
now. And there's no restriction. People share stuff all the time. So
Okay, let's see if that works. Can you see my screen now?
no,
How to clean a room?
mm,
Oh, what is
no.
happening?
Yeah, the settings, you should be
Okay,
able to
so yeah,
share.
well, I
No.
can share it next time. But actually, Jill, I can talk you all through it.
Go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
know,
We got 3 minutes
yeah,
left. Bring us
perfect.
through. Go ahead.
Okay, it's about a 5-step process. So imagine a dirty room that you have to clean up, clothes are all over the place, trash, everything like
That's
that.
my bedroom. That's my bedroom and my bathroom. It's really bad.
I love I love your transparency.
I'll send you a
So,
picture. Bad.
the good thing you want to do with your room is to handle like tasks together. So the first thing I say is clear all of the trash. Get a trash bag and walk around that room and just get all the trash, throw it away, throw it away. Okay. And then the second thing you want to do is sort your clothes. So you don't have to go washing them at this point or folding them. Just like put them clean clothes, dirty clothes, separate them, you know. And once you do that, you can take the dirty clothes to the laundry room and keep them there. Clean clothes, just kind of put them to the side. Not don't want to stress you out here. So third thing, if toys are in the room, gather those up and you can get your kids to put them away, or you can kind of make a little pile, but we're not going to ignore the pile. We're just kind of sorting and
Mm-hmm.
classifying. And then the next thing is papers. You don't have to go through them at this point, but get a nice box, like one of those big boxes that office paper, like companies buy those
Yep.
boxes with 5 reams of paper, like a box like that, where you could just put the papers in there for now to just get stuff organized. Again, we're not trying to overwhelm you, but just tidy up the room for now.
Yep.
And, that's pretty much it. Once you do that, that should be the bulk of what's in your room, once you do those things. And then you can come back another day and actually hang up your clean clothes. Come back
Yep.
another day and actually like wash clothes or, do it in different little manageable chunks. Don't overwhelm yourself. And then also don't add to the mess.
Yep.
And, you'll have remarkable results. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And anything else on that list?
And then other than that, I just had a slide on how to keep your car clean with kids. And pretty much, yeah, don't give them condiments, just give them the chicken nuggets and fries, no
It's
ketchup.
so
Sorry,
funny.
kids.
Mm-hmm. I'd
And
say,
then
oh,
throw
another
the
good tip, always keep baby wipes around and paper towels in the car.
yes,
You never know where you're going to use them.
yes, and the little trash bags in
Yep.
the pockets behind
Mm-hmm.
the seat. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And don't
gosh.
make your car a gathering point for receipts and mail and all of that stuff.
Got to clean that
Um,
out. It
yeah, and
helps you
then throw away
mentally
the
declutter.
trash.
Yep.
Exactly. You need a clean space. And throw out the trash. Like every time I get out of my car, I know my kids get tired of me, but I'm always like, oh, any trash? Because I'm
Yep.
throwing it in the trash can.
Got it.
That
Well,
stuff, yeah, it adds up quickly,
got it. Well,
you know.
thank you for being here, for joining us. And
Yes.
unfortunately, we have to go. Coach Sam, how can we reach you?
You can reach me at 804-837-7080. Text message is preferred, and the website is mbswomenscoaching.com.
Perfect.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.